So welcome to this another session in Frontiers in CFD. So today we will see the basic fundamentals of Python, how some of the basic operations that can be done with the help of we can say some of the if, else and elif functions. So what we are going to do is making choices in Python, how the program can do different things with the data which has been available, understanding the expressions and boolean and some conditional sentences, or we can call it as some of the conditional statements, use of if, elif and else branches, and some of the true or false statements, as well as some of the true or false conditions. So that is we are going to see. So welcome to the another session on fundamentals of Python. So let's start with the command prompt. So first of all, enter ipython. So when you want to start the things, first of all enter ipython. Okay, so now you will be redirected to the Python. Now first of all, what is we are going to see today? We are going to see the making choices, how this can be done, how you can use if, else or other branches. At the same time, how you can use some conditional statements, some sentences that can be uh, uh, done with the help of if, else or elif operations, and how the program can do different things on the data values which we are aware of. So let's start with the first one. So if I enter say true, so it shows a true. Let's say it's false, output it's your false. Let's say x is equal to say true, what x it is, x is your true. Now say what is the type of x, we'll see. The type is boolean. Now let us suppose if x is equal to say 7, if x is equal to 7 and if x is sorry if x is greater less than 1, so this is a false condition. If x is greater than 1, so it will trace a true condition because we have defined x as a 7. Now let's say y is equal to 2 plus x, y is equal to 2 plus x. So what will be y? Y is here equal to 9. So if I say y is greater than 10, let's check the condition, it is false. So if I take y less than 5, just check the condition, it is false. So likewise the things can be checked. So we are trying to do something here with the help of defining x and y, but not necessarily you define x and y. Say if I say 4 is less than 7, if I take 4 less than 7, so it should also 4 shift less than 7, so it will also test the condition. If say 7 greater than 7 greater than 8 or 9, so it will again test the condition. So 7 say less than 10, yeah, definitely it will go on to do the things. So it says true and it says you're false. So this is how the things, basic things that can be done. So we have tried with something uh, x and y values. We have tried to see what is the x, whether it's a boolean. If I define x, if I define y, so accordingly the operations which has been done here, so that is actually been shown. If I say x greater than 1 and y greater than 2, so it says true. Like, what was our x? Our x was 7 and our y was 9. So I just enter a condition where x is greater than 1 and y is greater than 2. Now let's change the condition. X is greater than 1 but y is less than 2. This is a false, so it doesn't satisfy the condition. So likewise the things can be checked. So we have tried with some values of x and y, we have defined some values of x and y, or we can try with some sentence statements which are combined, like x and y, they are combined, and accordingly also we have tried to do the things. So this is in things that can be done. So now let's see one few things that which we'll see, like say integer and true. So what will be the value of this? It shows 1. If I say integer in bracket, I will say, instead of true I will say it is false. Let's check. It shows 0. Now if I take integer in bracket small letter true, it shows syntax error. Okay, so if I take integer in bracket false, carefully remember the sentence, the words which I am using. The t is a small case I use and it shows the syntax error. If I take false as again as a small case letter, and it shows me the syntax error. So these things can go wrong if whatever we have not defined and had been used, even if these are the case sensitives. Like in earlier case we have used capital T, it gives the value as 1, and second case we have used false with capital F, it gives you value 0. But when we are done it with a small case, it shows the error. So this is also one thing that need to be remembered when we are defining something. So this is some basic function that can be done. Now I will just show you one example where we are going to make use of different operations, like we are going to make use of if, we are going to make use of else, elif. So these are the three functions we are going to make use of. Before that I will just like to tell for what purpose this if, elif and else are being used. Basically you can use and or also. So if condition is to to start a condition statement, elif condition to provide additional test, and else is to provide a default. So these are the bodies of branches of conditional statement and must be some intended. So one by one we'll go on to check out this one with the help of one simple a basic program which will involve some marks of some student. uh, okay, so before that I will just like in earlier case we have used and over here, so we can go with some or conditions also. Likewise it can also be done. So let us suppose, what is my x? I just put x is 7. What is my y? I just put y, it gives a 9. So these are how the earlier things are there. Now I will just start with one program where there are some students which has scored, let's say from 1 to 20, and how we can say we'll provide some condition in terms of if, we'll provide some condition in terms of elif, and we will provide some condition in terms of else, and how these things will go on to vary. So for this what I will do is I will put for I in range, I will specify some condition over here. So for I in range 20, Okay, give the semicolon. Okay, now let's put the condition. Let us suppose if I say I is less than 4. Now what I'm considering is I'm considering the marks, let us say from 1 to 20. Now as we have considered this is I in the range, so it will start from 0 to 19, so that we are going to see. So if I is less than 4, say, and I am adding one condition is I greater than or is equal to 16. Okay, if I is less than 4 and I is greater than, sorry, greater than 4, I will say, or equal to 4. Okay, so this is somehow the condition which I am going to specify here. Okay, so now what I will do is I will make it print in bracket. I will put, say, first condition, that is regarding to I less than 4. I will say it is fail. Then I will, second condition is, say for example, pass. Give the commas, complete the bracket. Now I will go with some other condition. Let's take your elif. Okay, so what to be done here, I will put one condition I, let us say less than 4. Okay, the colon, then print. What to print if marks are less than 4? I will say print it is fail. I will say print it is fail. So if the marks are less than 4, it will go on to print fail. Now let's, if I want to see, not only want to see the result as a fail, I just want to see the mark score also. So what I will do is I will put again one print and I will say it is I. So why I'm using I? Because it will show me marks also and it will show me the result also. So that's why I put here as a we can say I. Now I'm going to make one more condition. Let's, okay, so again take it on the left side, elif over here. Now what is my condition? I if greater than or equal to, I say 16 over here, so put semicolon. And what to be done, let's print. So print in bracket, what we have to print, say if it is more than 16, I will say, let's suppose a distinction. Okay, let make it as a distinction marks which has been scored. Now apart from distinction marks, I just also want how many marks has been scored, so I will write print I. Okay, so one more time I will just put one more condition here, say else over here, and we'll click on again enter, you click on print. Now I will say the another condition, else, say for example pass. Okay, now again when we are considering pass, I will also tell to print the marks. So this is how the things, what we have done over here is I have considered some marks, say for example 1 to 20 over here. So I have put one condition like if the marks are less than 4, call it, and if the marks are greater than 4. So these are the two conditions, one it is fail and second one it is a pass. So I'm using some different statement as I said earlier, elif. So if the marks are less than 4, give print as a fail. And at the same time, why I put the print I over here, I want the marks also, like if it is 3 marks or 1 marks or 2 marks, so for that it should show fail. Now next condition is if I greater than 16, greater than or equal to 16, I will say it is a distinction. So if it is if the marks are is equal to 16 or greater than 16, it will go on to give the distinction, and it will also show how many marks are there, like 16, 17, whether it is 16 for distinction or 15 for distinction, sorry, 17 for distinction or so. And the last condition, that is else. So what we are doing in else, whatever things are left after putting the earlier two conditions, it should show a pass, like if it is greater than, less, if you are excluding the less than 4, and if you are excluding the greater than 16, for the rest of them it should show a pass. So this is how the things are we are actually try to do. Now let's make it run. You can see what it shows. So as I said earlier, when you take it 0, when you take the range as say 20, so it shows it start from 0 to 19. So what happened with the 0, it shows fell, 1 it shows the fell, 2 it shows fell, 3 it shows a fail. Then we say we proceed with the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up to 15, it shows somewhat pass. And if you go with the more than we can say 16, if 15, 16, 17 kind of thing, so it will go on to show you the we can say distinction. So remember, 0 is considered as the first element, the 1 is considered as the second element, and accordingly the, or we say this is the position. 0 is your first position and 19th is your 20th position. So accordingly we can say things are actually been done. Or otherwise, say if I take for one more time, I will say for I in the range 20. Okay, just see what happens. Okay, I will make it print. Now I'll say it is I. If I take it plus 1, let's check what happens with, okay, first I will print I and then I will print I plus 1. So first of all, just check it what happens when I take print I. It shows 0 to 19. Now instead of that, if I say for I in range say 20, one more time I will just print, I will put here instead of I, now what I will put is I plus 1. Now just carefully observe, the first position was 0 and the last 20th position was 19 as a number. Now what I will make is I plus, sorry, small case plus 1. Let's check what things changes. So it started from 1 and it ends at 20. So if you carefully observe on the screen, it shows like if I take for I in range 20, it should start from 0 when I put it print I, and when I put it print I plus 1, it is started from 1 to 20. So in this way the things can be done for your we can say the basic operations that we have seen. Apart from that, you can put any number of conditions. You can use if statement, you can use else statement. Like if you may have a condition like if x is greater than 10, make it pass, or if you may print as a pass, or if the condition is x is less than 10, you may like make it as a fail. So likewise n number of conditions can also be applied. It depends as we can say the example which we are considering. So accordingly, this is how the functions that if else that can be used. I just try to show this with the help of one of the simple example in front of you. So likewise it has been done. So a number of problems can also be solved the way it has been specified here. Okay, so if you want to move out of this, click on exit. Okay, so we will exit through